What? What? Monkey Jones is gonna break your bones. He knows what he's talking about. He got stats, you know. A homegrown stone cold balls out killer and a no-doubt thriller living in the back of a distillery.
DaddyOFive going great, thinking about life and shit. He's got a big dick, plenty on his mind to spit. So don't doubt his legitimacy. When you see his post, don't think we share and retweet.
Holy shit! Welcome once again to the Insufferable social media argument.
We're doing it again, folks. It's still alive. I don't know how.
4 weeks. A whole month. This has been going now.
The worst month of my life.
I don't know why anybody's watching this show. We've had friends. We've had friends alternately tell us either that this is their favorite show ever,
or the worst,
or that
show
they
they've
literally
ever heard.
couldn't sit through it.
Right. It's very polarizing.
It's about half and half. We've had friends who told us I had to turn it off in the middle of episode 1, and other friends who have said that we have the best chemistry they've ever heard. A whole new style of podcasting, Devu called it. A whole new kind of chemistry.
Well, I mean, can you really take anything Devu says that seriously? I mean, he's on a whole different spectrum. I don't even consider Devu
We're gonna
human.
get into what Devu's like, in today's subject, I think.
It's funny for me because I know what the topics are.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not funny for the audience, but they'll get it later, and then they'll think back and laugh. So, first of all, we got an intro with the amazing new segment you came up with last show.
Oh, I
couldn't believe you had such a great idea for a segment.
Oh, what
on
was
the
it?
last
I don't
episode.
remember. What was it?
Called Boozer Loser.
Oh, what does that mean? I forgot.
So the idea of Boozer Loser is that we every week we have people vote on who won and who lost in our arguments.
Well, sure,
on the show.
Okay.
And that the winner can make demands of the loser as a punishment.
Okay.
It's the way that this is this works.
I don't remember that, but elaborate. What's going on?
I had to read an apology for having lost last time.
Wait.
It was very embarrassing.
Did you say you lost last time? Did you? This isn't a contest. It's not a contest. Nobody wins or loses. It's just the audience votes, and that's it. Then we move on. That's it.
No, everything is a contest.
No, there's no contest here. There's no contest. What are you talking about?
Last week there were 4 votes.
Right.
They literally say on the straw poll who won.
No, I don't think it's a contest.
It says so.
No.
So, first of all, you won the Syrian missile attack.
Yeah. Fuck you, Digi.
Unsurprisingly, since I had never even heard of the Syrian
you
missile
somehow
attack.
got 40% of the vote on a topic you had never heard of. Yeah. Our fucking audience.
But then, should the patriarchy be smashed? I won with 68% of the vote.
Oh, fuck.
For my red pilling of everybody in the audience, I explained the real nature of society to everybody.
Yeah.
Talked about how 5 guys should be running the country. They've been usurped by the Jews.
Fucking idiots in the
I won
audience.
on Is It Okay to Be a Cuck with 71% of the vote.
God damn it. At least
incredible.
Possibly we can tie. I hope we tie.
I don't know how you thought you were going to win arguing in favor of cucking in any way. I don't know how you thought that would work.
I just thought the males in the audience would like the idea of being able to fuck whoever they want.
Well, and most useful farm animal, even though you brought in the goat, which was the best possible meme that you could have done. I still beat you at 68% for bringing in Twilight Sparkle.
We got a few comments about that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Let's see, where's that? We got one, I don't remember who it's from. I'm scrolling through, but I can't find it. But some genius in the audience pointed out, Digi, that, what was the name of your animal?
Twilight Sparkle.
Pegasus Man? Twilight Sparkle, some guy pointed out, Twilight Sparkle's not even real. Evidently, it's just a cartoon. It's not even a farm animal.
That would be a good argument.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate you didn't bring that up during the show.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't do my research.
Right forever.
I didn't do my research. I had no idea if it was real or not. I was just listening to what you said. So you should have gave a more honest argument last week. You fucking lied and cheated.
Yeah, honesty isn't always the best road to victory. I got a couple of comments about that argument too.
Okay.
Because I was concerned that goat was a great choice, but a couple people pointed out some reasons why I think that you lost that one.
Okay.
First of all, Dynex Jack said, but goats make annoying noises when you fuck them. Digi did mention a flaw that goats have.
No, that's not fair, because sometimes when you're fucking a chick or a goat or whatever you're fucking, you want to hear them moan in pain from the size of your huge cock. So I think that's a plus that the goat would make an annoying sound. That means your dick is so big that you're causing it discomfort.
Well, that's it's a fair enough argument. You still lost. So anyway, the next thing Jasper Briggs said, Digi failed to bring up another crucial element into why Twilight Sparkle is far better than some crummy old goat. If you're into banging ponies, more power to you. However, if you are into human babes, Twilight's got you covered. There's another dimension that both you and her can go to where she is completely human. And she's a magical human.
Fuck off.
And a bonus, there's a second human Twilight that exists. So you can have a massive threesome with 2 hot babes with the voice of our queen, Tara Strong. Can't get that shit with fucking goats. So,
did Tara
I think
Strong
that might be why I
voice-
pulled ahead. People
Did
had
Tara
even
Strong
more
voice
reasons
the
for
human
me.
version or just the pony version?
Both. She's
But I thought the human movie fucking blew dicks.
It doesn't matter. It's she's also not that hot in it, to be completely honest. But
Oh, wait, did you? Are you telling me that the cartoon of a 12-year-old was not that hot? I'm surprised.
she's not 12. Well, I guess in the movie she's in high school, so she's probably 16. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yeah, 16's not that bad.
Anyway.
So what are you getting to? What's the point here,
I
Digi? What's
so
this
I won.
Boozer
Now, when
Loser
you
shit?
brought in Boozer Loser last time,
It was a
when you
mistake.
said that title, I
Nope.
immediately assumed that the loser was going to have to drink something.
Yeah,
So
of
I was
course.
like, I had actually gotten up and was like preparing drinks for myself that I thought I was. And then you told me there was that I was going to read an apology. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I thought it was
so
funnier
this
to have
week-
you read something.
I figured I'd live up to the title of this segment.
Ugh.
And so
No. Time out. You're not even fucking drinking. You know
I am.
what?
I've got a Tecate right here that I'm drinking.
Tecate, more like yo body, because your body is motherfucking sexy once I've had 3 of these drinks, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. All right, how many shot glasses do you have next to you, Monkey?
How many? I've got 1 double shot glass and that's it.
Oh, all right.
I don't have multiple
gonna
shot
have you do
glasses in my
3.
apartment. I'm not Digi, bro. How many?
I have
how many?
hundreds.
How many simultaneous shots do you need to take?
There's
take
just lots
one.
of really cool shot glasses that are interesting to have. I've got a couple with Twilight Sparkle.
Well, we're not all making $1,400
so
a video, okay? I can only afford 1 fucking shot glass.
Well, I was going to sing Ode to Joy and have you drink every time I hit a break in the song, but if you only got 1 shot glass, pour yourself. What do you got to pour in there, Monkey? What do you got?
I've got some booze next to me called Southern Comfort, category of 1. It's a 35% alcohol volume. I'm guessing it's like a whiskey. I don't know what the fuck it is. But it's not something I want to take a shot of. It's better when you mix it with like 10 other things.
Well, go ahead and pour up a double of that, and
God
I want to
damn
hear
it.
you scream.
I'm so drunk I
wanna
don't even
hear
think I
you
can
scream.
pour it. Okay.
I want to hear you scream, I deserve this, as you
I'm gonna
slam it
scream.
onto the
I just
table.
spilled it all over my new keyboard that I just bought from Walmart today because I'm so fucking drunk I can't even pour. Okay, I poured a fucking double shot. This is gonna be gross. I should have got a vomit bin for this shit. Okay,
All
when
right,
do you
just
want me to
take-
go? You can start singing.
Just whatever you want. I'm not going to sing. I just want you to take the
Fuck.
shot and as you're feeling the pain, scream, "I deserve this," and slam it down.
Now, did you? I don't
as
know.
loud as you can.
You probably haven't watched all my Nuzlocks, but whenever I do a Nuzlock, there's always a part at the end where I do the Elite Four, and I have to take a shot every 8 minutes. And you know, Monkey fans
you
know
get utterly sloshed by the end.
Yeah, that's one thing. But the other thing is, I'm too much of a pussy to take a full shot all at the same time. I have to like nurse it like a fucking baby sucking on a titty. So this is gonna take like half an hour for me to take this fucking shot. But here I'm gonna
just fucking chug that shit.
I'm
That's why
going.
it's a shot.
Here
That's why
we
it's
go.
called a shot.
I'm going.
All right.
Okay, that was about half of it.
He didn't say the thing. Oh, he's still going.
Okay, I got no one more. I got one more gulp left. And this shit it's called Southern Comfort. It should be called Southern Discomfort. You know what I'm saying?
The longest anyone's ever taken to do a shot.
Fuck you! I finished it. What am I supposed to say? Fuck you! Did you?
I deserve this.
No, I don't deserve this. Fuck you! I deserve this. Or I said it. But I call shenanigans because these motherfuckers in the voting booth, they was like, oh, it was so funny when Digi got punished. Let's see this monkey faggot get punished. That's what they did. They didn't vote with their hearts. They voted with their farts, if you know what I'm saying.
I think if that was true, then you would have lost all 4.
That was not tasty.
I bet.
That was actually quite
fucking
untasty.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Taking a shot of something you're meant to sip.
Yeah. It was not the best. I've had better.
Yeah. Well,
Digi,
right.
Before we move on to the debates, I want to bring up my my segment Sober Notes to Drunk Me. I did it in episode 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
So how the segment goes is we record the show drunk, and then when I'm sober, I edit it the next day, and then I write down notes to make the show better, since, sober me probably has better judgment than drunk me. And the only note I wrote from episode 3 was, Digi should only do the show drunk because episode 3 was fucking shit, and we should both always be drunk. What do you have to say about that, Digi?
I thought episode 3 at the beginning I was poor, but I think it got better as it went along. Once we got into like the 3rd issue, I think I was fine. But I'll agree that my performance at the beginning suffered greatly from the sobriety that was evident in the recording. It felt like we were on different wavelengths.
I do think we're both more logical in these debates when we're both just completely sloshed.
So, for our last regular segment that we always do on this show, that's been going since time immemorial, there's the slow motion suicide. Digi Bro and Monkey Jones. Slow motion suicide. I discovered a new suicide method yesterday that I thought I'd bring to your attention so that maybe you could try it yourself.
Oh, I'm always adding to my list of potential suicide methods, so I can't wait to hear what you have.
Sleep deprivation.
Okay.
Turns out pretty intense. So yesterday, me and my brother Victor and my editor the Devu, we all got up early and Victor drove us 6 hours north to Philadelphia.
Holy shit.
So we could see the Dick Show live.
Hell yeah. How did that go?
It was fucking great. I got obliterated drunk. I started drinking at the bar before the show with a guy called Juan, fat Mexican dude who bought me a beer, cool guy. He later won a fucking sash at the show because he had the best problem of anybody who was brought on stage.
What was his problem?
Even though it was people who based their identity around Disney, which I was hugely in support of because that's my ex-girlfriend.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh god, I just choked on my fucking spit.
Thank God.
So yeah, got drunk. I was already getting drunk by the time the show started, and then I was just downing beers the whole show. So I was fucking wasted by the time I'm saying hi to Dick and Asterios, getting pictures with everybody. Peach Saliva bought her a drink.
Dude, I saw your pictures on Twitter, and Peach Saliva was all over you. She was like fucking fawning over your ass.
She got into my coat in that picture. Like the picture of us together, she saw my robe and she like wrapped herself in my robe.
She wanted the dick. Yeah. The big Digi dick.
That's why I bought her a drink. I felt like I owed her after
You bought Peach a drink?
Yeah, I bought her. She finished a drink and I said, "Hey, you want another drink?" And she said, "Yeah." And so I bought her one. I was doing fliff night, man. I was throwing fliff around like a fucking sultan all night. So yeah, so I'm fucking wasted. I'm shit faced, and we're leaving, and like our plan was to get a hotel and stay the night, like responsible people do. You know, I have the money. I'm throwing fliff around, whatever. But then Victor, my brother, because he's poor, didn't drink it all the whole time, and so I'm like, well, you look sober and vaguely awake. You want to just start driving and see how far we can get, and then you know, if we get tired, we can stop at a hotel. Like I told him, you know, the whole way I kept going like, now Vic, if you think you can't do it, we can stop. You know, and he kept going, we probably will, but we didn't end up stopping. So we made the 6-hour drive home immediately after the show.
What time did you leave there?
Oh, what was that?
What time did you leave?
We just drove.
Yeah, but what time did you leave?
What do you mean, how did we leave?
No, what time did you leave to start the trip home?
Like 12:30.
So Victor's driving home
midnight.
Until like 7 a.m.
Yeah. Fuck. So it was like 7:30 when we got home. So because we had to stop and get food and stuff like that. Right. So yeah, 6 hours up, do the whole show, 6 hours back, and because, I knew Victor wouldn't be able to stay awake unless I was staying awake with him. So even though I'm shit-faced and tired as, immediately dead tired, I just wanted to curl up and go to bed, I'm like, well, I gotta stay up for Vic's sake, So the two of us stay up for 6 whole hours driving home, and by the end of it, when I got back to my bed, it was actually hard to fall asleep because I was already hungover. I had fully begun the hangover, and I was sitting there like, oh, my fucking head, I just want to sleep, please. And finally passed out, slept for 11 hours. But,
yeah, you just woke up 2 hours ago. It's 11 p.m. at night, and you just woke up. So I'm surprised that you're drinking.
I woke up around 8.
You're drinking during what should be your breakfast.
That's normal for me.
Do you pour booze inside your cereal bowl and eat it like milk?
Well, the thing is, Monkey, that this is now the second fucking drink show that I have to be drunk for, which is why I had us push back the recording to Wednesdays, because it was going to be a Tuesdays thing, but I do pub crawl on Monday nights, and I drink for that.
Yeah.
So, and then this week, I do Dick Show. I didn't want to drink tonight because I just got wasted last night and was hungover by fucking morning. So now I've had to drink for the pub crawl and the Dick Show and for this fucking show. This is my life now. I just drink whenever I'm awake. I'm never awake and sober anymore. That's it's out of the realm of my character at this point. How have you killed yourself this week, Monkey? Are you getting closer?
This week it hasn't been any attempts at suicide, bad eating or over drinking. Yeah. It's more been just I'm further on the road towards suicide. It's mostly just been, your typical depression stuff. You wake up in the morning and you don't have $1 million and you think, oh, I'm depressed. Or you're going to bed at night and you think to yourself, oh, I don't have 72 virgins. Oh, I'm depressed. Just the typical stuff that makes any reasonable person depressed. So, I'm just further down the road of depression this week, and I don't have, that much to add. I'm sure this depression will inspire future suicide attempts that I can talk about in future episodes. But one thing I do want to mention real quick before we go into the big debates this week is that we mentioned in the last episode that we were thinking about doing a bonus episode to put up for $1.99. And yes. we got a lot of responses in the comments. People said, yeah, I'd do that. Some guy even said, oh, I'd throw in $1.20 for that shit. That extra 21 cents is really,
that makes all the difference.
We need that money. So I'm proud to announce.
If this was Bandcamp, that would actually be a good idea, just because they take out a weird percentage. So if you try to split the profits, you're let's say you put up a $1 episode and then you get 63 cents sent to you, and it's what do I do with this?
Yeah.
How do I divide 63 cents?
How do I spend 63 cents? I'm literally retarded. I don't know how to spend my own money. Yeah. But, so I'm proud to announce that 2 days from now, this releases on Thursday, so on Saturday morning, we're going to release the bonus episode number 1, sold on this channel for 99 cents. And we're going to record it.
I'm sure it will have all downvotes because it's being paywalled.
You know what? I don't give a fuck. But what's interesting is that we're going to record the bonus episode immediately after this one, and I'm 3 drinks in plus the double shot that Digi just forced me to take. So if you want to hear how drunk Monkey can get, you better get that fucking bonus episode. I'm going to be incomprehensible by the end of this episode. I can't even imagine what the bonus episode is going to be like.
It's going to be great. And I'll probably be drunk by then, too. I'm well on my way. And I'm really curious to see how it's going to go, because I've never known anybody who actually, had a paywalled YouTube video before. I've never seen, A, what the reaction to it is, and B, if anybody actually buys it. So I'm really curious about that.
Well, if literally 4 people buy it, it'll be worth it to me, because right now we're making $0 off this show. But if 4 people buy it,
Shouldn't
we'll be
we making
$10
at least off of this? Off each episode?
I don't fucking know. I don't know how YouTube ad rev works. I don't pay attention to that shit. But what I'm saying is, episode 4 right now, we're making $0 each. If we make a bonus episode that sells, to 4 people, that's $2 each. That's 200 times the fucking money we're making on this shit.
That's money that'll actually be split amongst us,
Yeah,
as opposed to, just going into Monkey's ad rev, and I'm not even going to ask him for any of it.
Yeah, if you want Digi to make money off his hard work of sitting here for an hour talking about bullshit, then please
my hard
buy
work
the bonus.
of not picking any of the topics or
not editing the
what's happening in the
episode.
news, not asking what the topics are before the show starts.
I sent him a list of the topics last Sunday, and he just saw it today on Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, I saw these. I just didn't think about them. All right, well, let's get into the fucking arguments. This is getting really top heavy.
That's
this
fine.
episode. We try to keep these around an hour.
Speaking of top heavy, have you seen Digibro's tits? That's the kind of caliber of joke you'll get when I'm this drunk.
All right, our first fucking argument this week, and we got to stop calling them debates. These are arguments.
Sure.
Insufferable social media arguments.
Right.
The other one's trademarked probably.
Yep, he's a king of trademarking.
Our first argument is going to be: was the Holocaust justified?
Okay.
And I'm gonna come right out, and I'm gonna say no. The Holocaust was not justified.
Okay.
And that's
what a bold stance to take. The Holocaust wasn't justified.
Well, not for the reasons you're thinking.
You're a hero.
Because the thing is that the Holocaust has enabled Jews to look like the underdogs for the last 80 years.
Okay.
Because there was a mass extermination of Jews by some guy who was just doing God's work.
Sure.
Now the Jews have been able to covertly take over the world because of the fact that everyone feels sorry for them. Everyone's trying to make reparations for what happened back then. And this is what's allowed them to seep through culture. So I think the Holocaust may have been an inside job.
By the Jews?
It was a PR move.
To kill themselves?
Yeah. I think much like 9/11, I think that the Holocaust was a PR move by the Jews where they killed a bunch of their own, which in the grand scheme of things wasn't that many people, not unlike 9/11. Everyone makes such a big deal out of it. It's like 1,000 people died, whatever. That many people die every minute, but, because it all happened in one big showy event,
Sure.
It was like a big deal. So with the Holocaust, they tried to make it look like, oh, Jews are just like they're these underdogs who are being persecuted. And in the meantime, they're taking over the entire world and putting everybody else down. So that's why it was not justified.
Okay. First of all, Digi, you forgot to mention that this topic was recommended to us by a YouTuber named Rosnoff. And I think Rosnoff would be disappointed that you didn't mention him when you brought up this important topic.
Sorry, Rosnoff.
Yeah. So I think based on that alone, you should automatically lose votes.
My argument's invalid? Is that what you're gonna say?
Because you didn't give the topic presenter.
You sound like you're fucking passing out. Are you okay?
No, I'm probably 6 drinks in at this point. Okay.
This is the slow motion suicide segment. It's just going through the whole episode.
Okay, Digi. So your argument was that it wasn't justified because now Jews get to pretend that they were victimized?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you why the Holocaust was justified. The Holocaust was justified because it was the greatest scientific experiment in human history. The Holocaust wasn't just about...
interesting argument.
It wasn't about exterminating a race of people. Okay, if you've ever taken a 101 level psychology class or any sort of science class, you know that these days it's impossible to make a scientific research study without all this fucking red tape. Oh, you can't do this study, it's gonna be offensive. You can't do this study, you might traumatize those children. All this stupid bullshit that doesn't matter. But when it came to the Holocaust, the Nazis thought, you know what? We're scientists. We're not just scientists. We're mad scientists. We're Okabe from Steins Gate. We're gonna be mad scientists. We're gonna do what is necessary for the sake of scientific discovery. So they thought, first of all, we need some lab rats. Obviously, the Jews. When you think of a rat, a humanoid version of a rat, you think of the Jews. If we want to do...
yeah, that's what the whole speech at the start of Inglourious Basterds was about.
Exactly. That documentary, Inglourious Basterds. That tragic tale of how Hitler was killed in a movie theater by getting shot in the face by a machine gun for 30 seconds straight. It was beautiful and also tragic. But the point is, these Nazis were scientists of the highest caliber because they wanted to study, what level of, what's the freezing point of a human being? How can we cure something like hypothermia? What is it like to send a drill into somebody's brain? And typically in the scientific field, these types of experiments are frowned upon because they're unethical and illegal. So the Nazis took it, into their own hands. They pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and they said, fuck it. We're going to decide that these Jews are going to be the lab rats, and we're going to do scientific experiments on the widest, biggest scale possible to find out the answers to these important questions. And you know what? Thanks to the hypothermia scientific discoveries found in the Holocaust, nobody since 1945 has died of hypothermia because now we know how to cure it. You just have to stick somebody's hypothermic body in a warm bath and they'll warm right the fuck up.
So, Monkey, are you saying that in being used for these experiments, and possibly for also having initiated these experiments, the Jews may have done more good for humanity than ill?
In the same way that, when you're putting makeup on a monkey to test how the makeup works on skin, this is the same idea. These lab rats, these lab monkeys proved that this thing can be used to benefit humankind. So sure, yeah, the Jews helped humanity by being tortured. So what?
All right, interesting argument. And just to help you out, I'll plug that you can hear more about this in Mumkey's book, The Triflers.
Yeah!
Which goes extensively into detail about these Nazi
Now,
experiments.
Digi, here's my question. You started a new series on your secondary channel. I read a book, Do I Get a Fucking Trophy? And I'm wondering, when are you going to review The Triflers, you son of a bitch?
It's possible. I'd have to do it sooner than later, since I'll eventually forget.
Yeah, don't forget. That's an important book. You better review it.
Yeah.
So how do you defeat my argument? What do you got?
I don't know. I think we both had pretty solid arguments this week. I think
No. Time out. Your argument was a group of people felt victimized. My argument was we found scientific discoveries that increase the longevity of human
they're
lifespan.
Playing the victim so that we will ignore their greater crimes. That they're trying to paint themselves as, we got tortured by Nazis, when really, they're the ones behind everything.
I mean, technically, they did get tortured by Nazis, but it was for the greater good. It was to discover these scientific ideas that will benefit mankind for the rest of humanity. It was a necessary sacrifice. It's like how the Christians complained, Jesus got fucking crucified. It's so sad. But it was for the greater good. His pain is good for the rest of mankind. It's a noble sacrifice. The Jews have a right to complain.
I think that you're just taking another angle that the Jews can argue for why we should all feel sorry for them and champion them as the good guys in this scenario. If we say, the Jews were laying down their lives in the name of science, it's good PR for them, and that's how they're going to keep controlling the world.
But they didn't do it knowingly. It's not like they volunteered for this shit. They were forced.
Who knows, man?
They were totally forced. They want to make it like a noble sacrifice. Us Jews, we followed in the path of the king of the Jews, Jesus. We are the next Jesus. But it's not true. They were the scapegoats. They were the lab rats in this experiment. The Nazis are the kings here. The Nazis are the noble scientists. The Jews are the fucking lab rats. If a lab rat wants to complain about being a lab rat, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I just care about the results of the experiment and how it can benefit mankind. And that's what we got from the Holocaust.
I guess what we're going to be asking our audience then is, do you believe that the Nazis were a group of genius scientists who saved humanity by performing experiments? Or do you think that the Nazis were a Jew conspiracy to make themselves look better, to maintain control over the world? Vote with your heart and with your research, with what you understand.
Go research this shit. You'll discover that I was right.
I recommend this really great resource that I've learned most of the knowledge I have from this show. Like, most of the time that I actually look into something, I use this really incredible resource. It's called Wikipedia.
Okay.
So go on there and just read about Jews and Hitler, and don't click on anything because it just takes you to a bunch of boring shit.
Yeah.
Just read the Wikipedia article.
I would say if you want to get some real research on this, go to Infowars.com and read any article, and you'll be proven that I was right.
And make sure you watch the videos because they're hilarious.
All right, did you have anything else to say about the Holocaust, or should we move on?
No, I'm done. You want to introduce the next topic?
Yeah, we got one from a YouTuber named Dobu who wants to know. No, he had a different question. He wanted to know which accent is sexier, but I broadened it to which one is better in general. So which one is better? Autism or Down syndrome? And I'll let you take the wheel on this one.
The original question was which one has the sexier accent between autism and Down syndrome.
I wanted to broaden our horizons a bit.
All right, well, I'm going to argue that autism is better.
Oh, good luck.
Because autism gives you a single-minded focus. And we need that in some people. You know, who's going to make an epic fucking list if we don't have autists? Like, how are you ever going to know what are the top 500 movies of all time by, like, Bayesian estimate of, of like, everyone's score of all time if you don't have an autist to spend 16 hours a day for 2 days preparing that list?
I think it's called a computer, and it can tabulate all of the voting of all the people, and then you don't need an autist.
But it's not going to understand the nuance. You know,
the nuance of somebody's vote of, is this movie good, yes or no? And then you click yes. Is that very nuanced?
Well, you see, you have to understand, like, see, as an autist, you spend all your time in online communities. And so you can get a feel for, like, what those communities care about versus other ones. And so you can prepare different kinds of lists that sort of, like, you know, correspond to those different groups. And, like, you have to have a certain understanding of, like, the lay of the land there. But it takes the autism to bring out the power to actually make the list. You get what I'm saying?
No, I think any autistic thing can be replaced by a computer, because what is an autist other than a humanoid computer? But computers can do the same things autists can do without the idea of, oh, we need to worry about Jerry's emotional stability even though he doesn't have any fucking emotions because he's autistic. Has anybody ever said, oh, we should worry about this computer's emotions? No, the computer just does its fucking job. The computer makes a list without having to have a whole Sesame Street character based off of it because it's a fucking computer.
Mumkey, you're working through a real Catch-22 here, because how are we going to get
You haven't even read Catch-22, you stupid fuck!
How are we going to get computers without the autists who are willing to sit down and write thousands of lines of code all day, every day for their entire lives?
There are plenty of normal normies who are not autistic who can write code. That's an irrelevant argument.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe you. I haven't seen the research on that. But I think we need the autists to make the computers possible. What do you think computers were based on?
They're based on ancient research of the hieroglyphics from the Egyptians. They had the fucking hieroglyphs of you got like a scorpion. You got a
Egyptian society was pretty rampant with autism. You ever notice that all their art is furry art? You ever notice that, Monkey?
No. Because Egyptians, they made the pyramids, they made the Sphinx. You think an autist would be a slave and make a pyramid or a Sphinx? No, they'd be like, they'd freak the fuck out because it's too hot, or because somebody was making a noise that they didn't like, or because the sun was too bright, and they would freak the fuck out. They wouldn't make a goddamn pyramid. They'd go, oh, he made a noise I don't like. Oh, the sun is too bright. Oh, there's a noise I don't like. They would freak out like fucking autists.
Monkey,
they couldn't make a fucking pyramid.
First of all, the autists were not the ones building the pyramid.
Of
the
course
autists were the ones designing the pyramid.
Of course they fucking were.
And laying out the plans for them. What could be more autistic than a giant man with cat ears posing sexily on top of a fucking rock? Like, it's the most autistic thing in the world, Bubkey.
I shouldn't have gone down this path. I should have known that bringing in the Egyptian argument would give you the benefit in this argument.
Well, what do you? So are you saying that you think Down syndrome is has better advantages?
Digi, listen. Have you ever watched this show? A little show I like to call The Big Bang Theory.
Unfortunately, yes.
So the main character of that show is named Sheldon. He's severely autistic. It has been a detriment to his life. He's extremely intelligent, and I think that's what your argument is. That autistic people are extremely intelligent, so they can benefit society with their computer skills and their sphinx building skills and their pyramid building skills. But here's the thing. Here's one nuanced argument. This is one of the most important aspects of humanity that you're forgetting. It's this little phrase called ignorance is bliss. And who is more ignorant than a person with Down syndrome, Digi? The autistic people, they're so intelligent but unable to understand emotion that they're miserable. Because intelligence breeds atheism, atheism breeds depression, because you realize society and life itself is pointless. Whereas somebody with Down syndrome, they don't understand any of that shit. They literally can't even think because they have too many chromosomes.
I think we need to qualify the word better here.
Yeah, better.
Because it sounds like
would you rather be autistic or have Down syndrome? I'd rather be an idiot who's happy than a smart person who is miserable.
Is whichever one you want to be the same thing as it being better?
Absolutely.
Or are we talking about better?
Absolutely. What's better?
If you think of the word
if
better in objective
somebody gives you two
terms,
choices and you get to pick one, you're going to pick the one that's better. I would rather have Down syndrome than have autism. It's easy.
What? Okay, when you say better, though, in an objective standpoint, what's better is stuff that progresses society.
No. Better is what the majority of people would pick to be. If everybody got the option, okay, you're going to either be autistic or have Down syndrome. The majority of people, which is the definition of objectivity, what the majority of people want, would pick Down syndrome because they would be ignorant, ignorance is bliss.
If we all got Down syndrome, then society would just fall apart immediately.
Who gives a fuck about society? It's about the individual. What would you personally... If you have Down syndrome, you don't give a fuck about the whole of society. You only care about watching Teletubbies and eating cupcakes for dinner. That's all you care about. You don't care about the advancement of human technology and that stupid bullshit. You care about yourself. That's the point of Down syndrome. You don't care about anything but your own stupid happiness, your own ignorant smile, your own laughter as you watch the motherfucking Barney the dinosaur.
I think this is coming down to a pretty fundamental difference in philosophy here, Mumkey. So this is really going to come down to the vote. Like, I don't think we're going to see eye to eye on this one at all.
No way.
All right, do you want to move on to the next?
No, Digi, be honest.
Do you have more to argue?
If you had to make the choice, would you rather be a miserable person who slaves away building computer codes and making society better through your own detriment, through your own sadness? Or if you had the choice, would you rather be an idiot who is happy because you have the same potato face as everybody else and you get to play with blocks and shapes and write in your coloring books and you get to watch Barney and Teletubbies all day? Honestly, if you had the choice, Monkey, what would you pick?
Look, if you want full disclosure here, Mumkey,
you would pick Down syndrome.
A lot of what you're arguing for is stuff that I already do as an autist. So I don't think that you have to have Down syndrome to spend your time watching Teletubbies and eating cupcakes, because as an autist, I've already been doing those things. Like, that's kind of what I'm famous for and why I make money. And you know, I'm known for having a big ego and loving myself. So it's clearly possible to be autistic and to enjoy yourself.
Now, Digi, I think what you're missing is that you might have the wrong diagnosis. You think you're autistic.
Are you saying that
based on these symptoms,
actually have...
Based on these symptoms you've just described to me, I think you might have Down syndrome.
Do you think it's possible that I have autism and Down syndrome?
Absolutely. Ever since I met you,
I think we may have just found the big solution then. If you can have autism and Down syndrome, then that means you can simultaneously be able to spend 16 hours making lists and veg out and watch children's cartoons. Maybe even analyze them for a living.
No, I don't think
this
so.
is just the right combination of elements here, Monkey.
The whole point of having that extra beautiful chromosome and being a Down syndrome child is that you have the benefit of ignorance being bliss. Nobody with autism is ignorant other than in social circles. When it comes to anything else, science, math, etc., engineering, all that shit, they're not ignorant. But if you have Down syndrome, you have the benefit of ignorance no matter what's happening in the world. No matter what's happening in the world. If the news is saying Ivanka Trump has fake boobs, if the news is saying Donald Trump is a bad president.
Fake news.
No matter what the fake news is being perpetuated by CNN, you are so ignorant of the fact that you can't even think about it in a logical way, and you think to yourself, you know what? I got motherfucking Teletubbies. I got a coloring book. I got a pudding cup. I'm happy. I'd rather have no worries.
I think that's a little bit more. I think you've got a little bit more like clearly defined language than what they'd actually be thinking.
No.
They'd probably be thinking like,
nope.
and
that's
offensive. But we
that's
can translate it.
How dare you say something
are you
offensive? Saying
that the benefits of my autism, or the negatives of my autism, cancel out the benefits of my Down syndrome? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay. Well, if it ultimately comes down to which one's better, I think that autism gives you more capabilities that are good for society.
No, because autism puts that expectation
that
on
means
you.
Better.
Have you been watching any recent movies? There's this new movie starring Ben Affleck called The Accountant, where he plays the character called The Accountant who is autistic. And because he's autistic, they expect him to be a superhero. Not only is he a brilliant accountant who can solve any mathematical equation, but he's also so autistic that he's an assassin who can kill anybody and win any fight. That's too much pressure. I would rather just have... Would you rather have no societal expectations on you whatsoever as a Down syndrome child, or would you rather have every expectation where like, oh, he's autistic, so he must be perfect at math, he's perfect at science, he's perfect at killing people? Would you rather have that intense pressure of those obligations and expectations from society, or would you rather just fucking hang out and do nothing all day like a Down syndrome kid?
Again, Monkey, I don't think better necessarily means which one would I rather be. That's why this is gonna have to be left up to
No, you're wrong.
To the comments, to the voters. We'll see, man. Maybe you'll turn out to be right.
All right, I'm back from taking a piss, and now, Digi, I would like to introduce the next topic for debate, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Now, Digi, have you heard of... Now, this is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Have you heard of a YouTube channel called DaddyOFive?
Nope.
All right, so the idea of this YouTube channel is that it's your traditional YouTube prank channel where, you know, the person running the channel, they do these hilarious, epic pranks, XD, super funny. But the difference here is that the prankers, the people doing the pranks, are a father and a mother whose names I don't know. Probably inbred redneck retard, I think is their name. But the fun part of this channel is that all of their pranks are them physically and mentally abusing their children while recording it. And then after doing these horrible things to their children, they say, "It's just a prank, brah." And then they upload it to YouTube and they make their living off of doing that.
Well, that sounds hilarious.
It's very funny. Some of their pranks include, they got like this literally retarded child whose name I don't remember, but he's so dumb that he can't wear normal glasses because his parents physically abused him so much that he kept breaking his glasses. So he has to literally wear a pair of goggles that strap onto his head as his glasses, because his glasses kept getting broken from his father beating the shit out of him. And what they do to this kid is that, like, they'll take his iPad and they'll smash it with a hammer, or they'll push him very, very hard into a bookcase to make his nose bleed, or like they'll scream at him because they took fake, invisible ink and they squirted it all over his bedroom. And then they scream at the kid, yelling profanities like, "What the fuck did you do? What the fuck is this?" And they'll make their child literally bawl their eyes out crying over a hilarious prank video on YouTube. And with all that in mind,
how are they getting away with this?
Well, they no longer are, because they've got these motherfucking SJWs like Philip DeFranco and H3H3 Productions and the entirety of Reddit. All these SJWs are coming forward saying, hey, this is literal child abuse. You are abusing your children for the sake of making money off of YouTube videos, you sick, disgusting people. What the fuck is wrong with you? So this has spawned a huge debate in the internet community, and the whole point of this show is to answer the question, what is the right side of these social media arguments? So the question is child abuse okay? And I'm basing my answer off the DaddyOFive.
I feel like I already know your stance on this.
Okay, guess. What do you think my stance is?
I think you probably think child abuse is okay.
Absolutely.
Well, how about you explain yourself first, since you've already gave your position away just in explaining the fucking concept.
It's easy. So if you're a parent and you have kids, once you have a kid, your life is done. You no longer get to live. Your whole life is dedicated to serving that kid. That's why I think having kids is the dumbest thing you can do, because now you are dedicated to giving this kid food, getting this kid through school, making this kid feel loved, all this stupid bullshit. So your life is done. So once you have a kid, it is your objective as a human being to make money to raise this stupid little fucking kid who did nothing to earn his life, to earn his spot in your family. He did nothing. And if you can make money to raise your family, to feed your children, to clothe your children, to give your children shelter, if you can make that money by recording yourself physically and mentally abusing them, it just benefits everybody. The people at home, they get a great laugh watching an 8-year-old kid get shoved face first into a bookshelf. That's just really funny, right? That's just funny. That makes you laugh just thinking about it. You get benefits because you get paid from ad revenue from YouTube. Ad revenue, YouTube, they took down my top 10 suicide methods video for promoting violence in quotes, even though I had a disclaimer on it. But they'll give thousands of dollars of ad revenue to this family who physically abuse their children as a prank show, like epic prank show. They'll give them money, so it's a great deal. So the parents get money, and the kids, from this YouTube money that has been received from them getting abused, these kids get clothes, they get food, they get shelter, they get so much positive shit, And these parents, they are literally retarded. I'm convinced that every single person of the 7-household family is literally retarded for putting up with this shit. They're all retarded. So these kids are going to get abused no matter what. Whether the camera is on or off, these kids are getting abused. So at least because, thanks to YouTube, thanks to cameras, these kids are getting money, they're getting shelter, they're getting food because of this abuse. At least they're getting a positive out of it. And that's why I think child abuse is A-okay.
Well, Monkey, think about your argument. And I don't completely disagree with you.
Right.
I don't know about your logic of why child abuse should be okay.
It's probably flawless.
I'm not sure I agree with the logic, but what I think the problem here really is that the definition of abuse is too broad.
Okay.
Now, if I were to, let's say, spend some time around a young girl, and
surprising,
we were having fun together, having nice, interesting conversations.
Now, how do you define fun, Digi? How do you define fun with a young girl?
Just having a good time.
Sure.
We're hanging out.
Okay.
Things are going great. We're enjoying each other's company.
Is your penis in or outside of your pants?
Well, that's what we're getting to, Monkey. If I'm hanging out with this little girl, and let's say that she really likes me in a sexual way.
Sure.
And I like her too.
Right, naturally.
And we decide that we want to try to, take our relationship to the next level like normal people would do.
Yep.
Just because she's, quote, underage.
Now,
this is considered
when you say
abuse.
underage, what age do you mean?
under the age of 18.
So like 17, 16, 8,
Well,
5, 1.
What age it is specifically doesn't matter, because all the ages under 18 are being considered abuse. Even though we're having a good time, just having fun together, like all these pranks, this sounds like, I mean, it's a prank, bro.
Yep.
Like, how can it be abuse if it's just a prank?
Right.
If there was no ill intentions behind it, if what they intended to happen was that this was going to be funny and entertain people and, like you said, make money and provide for this child, how can you consider that abuse? So I just think that the problem is that too many things are being considered abuse. It's one thing to just beat your kids off camera. I don't know about that. That's just it doesn't have any real benefits for them. But if it's just a prank, or if you're both really into it with whatever you're doing, then why is that abuse?
It's not. That's the fundamental flaw of your argument. Abuse is when the person in power physically hurts the person who is not in power. So abuse is pushing your 8-year-old child face first into a bookshelf. What you're describing is having consensual love-making with an 8-year-old girl. That's not abuse. You're both benefiting from that. You're both in pleasure. It's good for both of you. That's not abuse.
If the kid's I'm saying that the kid getting pushed into the bookshelf, he's getting hurt, but it's for a benefit.
Right, that's why child abuse is okay.
I think that child abuse is not okay, but that the definition should be restricted to things that only have a negative impact. That's what makes it abuse, is that it's negative for everybody involved.
Well, it's a negative for the kid in the moment because he's getting his face shoved into a bookshelf and he's bleeding from his nose and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "I hate you, I hate these videos, please stop." And the people in the comments are laughing hysterically, calling this kid, they're claiming that this 8-year-old child has anger management issues because his parents constantly fuck with him and won't stop recording his life and abusing him. I'd consider that pretty evident abuse.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's really gonna, I guess, as has been the case with every argument in this show, it's going to really come down to the vote.
Yeah, but the problem with your argument,
that should be considered abuse?
Your argument is centered around having consensual love-making sex with an 8-year-old girl, which isn't abuse in any sense of the world.
I never said 8.
Well, we know what you meant. You said anything from between the ages of 1 and 17 are practically the same, so I averaged it out to 8. Digi bro having sex with an 8-year-old girl, I wouldn't call abuse if she was consenting to the sex and if she enjoyed it. That's not abuse. Pushing your child into a bookshelf or screaming at him that he's retarded and that he broke something, or that you smash his iPod into pieces, that's abuse. But I think it's okay if it's benefiting the child. Digi, what it sounds like is you're advocating for consensual sex between two consenting
Well, how about we put it this way, Mumkey? Because it sounds like where the line is going to fall on this for who you're voting for is Mumkey thinks that child abuse is definitely okay.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not okay if it reaches a point that it is actually abuse, which I'm not sure that pushing a kid hilariously into something is. So
I think that child abuse is okay if ultimately it helps the child, and abusing this child in the DaddyOFive videos is okay because ultimately, sure, you got a bloody nose.
Do you think there's any child abuse that doesn't benefit the child? Do you think that there's is there a line that you're drawing? Are you saying the child abuse is not always okay?
See, it's very rare that it happens. I think the majority of child abuse is okay. In the DaddyOFive controversy, it's definitely okay. The majority of child abuse is okay. But I'm sure if you draw like some, some crazy out there argument for child abuse, I'm sure we can find some scenario where it's not okay. But the majority of the time it is, is beneficial to both the child and the parent.
Are we gonna say that your argument is the majority of the time child abuse is okay, and my argument is that less than the majority of the time?
Yes. Absolutely.
It's okay. All right.
That's absolutely what I'm arguing here.
All right. I think that's where we fall on that. So you want to introduce us the last argument we have tonight?
All right. Here's the big one. Here's a question that we've been arguing about since 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. It's the biggest question in American history about the Second Amendment. What is the solution to gun control? Digi, it's your turn.
You want me to go first?
You're fucking right.
The solution to gun control is that everyone should be drunk all the time.
Okay, go ahead. Elaborate.
So, if we're all drunk all the time, not only will we be in such a good mood that we won't want to shoot each other, but even if we tried, we can't aim. Because we're just seeing double and everything's hazy and shitty.
It's like we're all Pokemon using Double Team.
Yeah, no one will ever be able to hit anybody else because we're all just fucking firing our guns wildly into the air. So guns just become completely ineffectual. Just get everybody drunk at literally all times. What in life would you not rather be drunk while doing? Or
Driving.
rather be drinking instead of doing?
I would rather drive
Nothing.
sober than drive drunk.
Oh, well, that's just you.
Okay.
All right. Well, what's your?
Is that it? That's all you got? Everybody should
everyone
be drunk.
should be drunk all the time.
That solves gun control because everybody is so drunk that they can't shoot each other
Nobody
straight.
can shoot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think if everybody's drunk, that doesn't benefit, a good society. I think in order for society to work, 10% of people have to be sober at a minimum, and everybody else, the other 90% can be drunk because we need sober people to drive the cars.
Well, not everybody even likes guns.
Make the jobs.
Monkey, have you ever met somebody who likes guns and doesn't like alcohol?
No.
Exactly. So the people who won't be drinking will also not be shooting guns.
But you specifically said every person should be drunk.
All right, well, I'll correct myself. Everyone who has a gun should be drunk at all times.
Okay, I've got a much better solution than just, everybody getting drunk all the time.
That doesn't shock me.
And the alcohol company gets a monopoly on existence. That's retarded. They don't need that monopoly. Here's the solution. Now, this is a very American-centric problem. In Australia, they don't have this problem. In the United Kingdom, they don't have this problem. Those cucks, they took all the guns away. They say, nobody gets guns, fuck them. Nobody gets freedom in this country. So in America, we are run by a democracy. The United Kingdom, they're a kingdom. They don't have fucking democracy. They don't get a fucking vote. Fuck those faggots. In the United States, we live in a democracy. Do you know what democracy means?
Bunch of Democrats shitting all over everything?
No. Democracy means every single person gets an equal vote. Every person living in this country is a citizen who gets an equal opportunity to say, hey, this is my opinion, this is what this should be. So when it comes to gun control, here's how we make gun control democratic. Here's how we make gun control represent every single person equally. Every single person gets a gun, but they only get one bullet. That makes it completely fair. It's completely equal. Everybody has one bullet. If they want to kill somebody, they can. If they want to trade their bullet to somebody else, they can. Everybody has equal representation. Let's say hypothetically, because this would never happen in America, at least not in the modern day, we have a president who is completely incompetent and retarded, and the people say, you know what? We want to kill this president. If we have more people with one gun and one bullet than the president has with his stupid Secret Service bullshit, we can usurp the kingdom of this presidency and take him out, Because all the Secret Service people, they're only going to have one gun and one bullet. So if we have more citizens who are against this president, they kill all the Secret Service, kill the president. He's dead. We usurp the power. That's democracy in action. The people have the right, if the majority opinion is correct. That's what democracy means. The majority decides what is right. And if everybody has an equal number of guns and an equal number of bullets, they can decide unilaterally by shooting their guns at other people what is right and what is wrong.
Monkey, you're painting a really pretty picture here, but there's something you're fundamentally missing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to come back to bite you and me in particular in this argument. If everybody only gets one gun and one bullet, how am I going to kill myself? I need that second bullet.
With the gun and the bullet. No, you only need one. Just fucking kill yourself.
So I don't get to affect any change other than ending my own life.
Of course you do. Do you remember episode 1 of this fucking podcast? If you kill yourself, your friends and family will suffer, and that's really funny.
Yeah, but what if I want to take out the president, but I also want to kill myself?
You don't get that power. In a democracy, each person only gets the power of one. You know, in the current state of being...
So if I'm horribly depressed and I want to die,
listen, you
and I
stupid
waste my
liberal
bullet on somebody else,
faggot.
I don't get to kill myself.
No, this is how it works. Everybody is equal. In the current present day, if you have the most money, you can buy as many bullets as you want. You can buy an AK-47 with 100,000 bullets. Does that sound like democracy to you? No, that's an oligarchy. Oligarchy is not democracy. Oligarchy is ruled by the rich. The richest people decide what is right for America. That's not right. Democracy means that the people, each individual citizen, gets an equal vote. You get one gun, one bullet. You can choose as an individual to kill the president or kill yourself. You don't get to live in this oligarchy, did you? You don't get to buy 100,000 bullets of an AK-47 to shoot whoever you want. You get to kill and shoot one person. You have to choose that for yourself.
I just want to know, why don't we get 2 bullets?
Because it's equal if everybody gets one. It's equal. It's fair. It's equal distribution. It's democracy. Everybody gets one vote. Everybody gets one bullet. When you go to vote for Donald Trump, do you get 2 votes? Of course you don't. Unless you're married, in which case you dictate your wife's vote. You only get one vote.
Here's the problem with your scenario, Monkey.
Yeah.
Because what makes a vote special is that no one can do it in your place. No one can hoard votes, but people can hoard bullets.
Only if they trade for them. But you get to choose. Yeah. You can trade your vote for anything. Asterios Kokkinos made a bet with Dick Masterson over his vote. He lost the bet. He voted for Donald Trump, even though he wanted to vote for Hillary Clinton. You can trade your votes for things. You can trade your bullets for things. It's the same exact thing.
The problem with that, Monkey, is that all it's going to do is lead to an oligarchy. Someone's going to amass bullets.
No, it's not.
Someone's going to trick... Look, smart people can trick dumb people into thinking their bullets are worth less than they actually are, and then convince them to trade their bullets for less than they're worth, thereby collecting a massive amount of bullets and then holding the control over everyone else who didn't realize that they were getting into because they were ignorant, which is how we end up with situations like America's government.
That's how democracy works. An oligarchy is, I was born into a rich family, so I automatically have 100,000 bullets. Bullshit. Democracy works this is how democracy works. The smart people rise to the top and they dictate the choices of the idiots. Smart people always will make the decisions for society, and how this works is, I'm a smart person. I could trick stupid people into giving me their bullets, aka voting for me in this election, and then I win. Smart people rise to the top. Smart people are beneficial to society because they'll make smart decisions that enhance the quality of society, whereas poor people, dumb people, they don't do shit. Who cares what their vote is for? Who cares where their bullets go? It's all about the smart people, and democracy is in favor of the brilliant human beings like you and me.
Well, Monkey, I think your solution here, it's big, high concept, complicated, but I think it's dangerous.
It's very simple.
I think everyone having the ability to fire one bullet still means that we're going to end up with an odd distribution of power, whereas my solution of get everyone drunk is safe. No one's ever going to get shot when everybody's drunk all the time.
Getting everybody drunk sounds kind of unsafe because I've drove drunk before and I almost got in an accident.
Well, I've been in the car with drunk people behind the wheel for much of my childhood, and I never died.
Did you?
So I think it's probably safe.
What sounds more safe? A drunk driver or literally handing a newborn baby a pistol with one bullet in the chamber? What sounds safer to you?
I don't know, man. That's a real tough call.
Yep.
Both are fairly comforting, if I'm being honest. Like, the thought of living in either of those worlds does fill me with a strange sense of belonging. But it would be difficult for me to choose which one is safer. Alright, do we want to get out of the voicemails? I think we have two to do.
Do we have voicemails this week?
Yeah, we've got a couple.
Okay.
One that you sent me.
Okay.
It's called Voicemail for Insufferable Social Media Argument from The Real Digibro.
Oh, where's that at? I don't see it on
Sent
my
from
list.
Pretentious at Heart. All right, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, it's Digibro.
This is from
I'm
you.
very disappointed in you
apparently.
boys for taking advantage of my debilitating condition to make a mockery of my name and identity.
Which condition is that?
I'm not
I don't know. Probably
gay.
autism.
Oh,
And
the
I
gayness.
certainly wouldn't be friends with a monkey.
Oh, too far.
My disdain
who
for
said
their
we were
kind
friends?
is steeped in self-loathing, possibly because I look like one. Enjoy what you can of this game while it lasts. My smegma problem is soon to be remedied. Not the kind you're thinking of, but smegma of the armpits.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
My
What?
arms will be cut off to stop this nonsense. To address
What is
the
Max body
immediate
spray for that shit?
concerns, some ribs will also be removed. Any other mundane tactile interaction will be handled orally by myself or by the competent hands of the Devu Collective. I've also
lot of
decided
hands.
to sever my ties with Endless Jess. His voice has become the most grating in the world, and he won't stop clearing his throat violently and saying, "Ow, my tonsils," over and over again.
It's just clearing
It's
his
really
throat
annoying.
over and over again.
Hugs and kisses.
Until the point that it hurts his
XOXOXOXOXO. P.S. I may not be gay, but Jesus definitely was. That's one for the books.
I thought he said he was gay at the start, and then that he's not at the end.
I just want to say,
him.
you know,
Digi,
I'm glad that you left this voicemail from you, because I wasn't going to say anything, but Endless Jess definitely has a tonsil problem that we need to address as a community. He needs to fuck off with this tonsil clearing bullshit.
I don't think that was actually me, unless I was really obliterated, but I was fairly convinced when he started talking about smegma. I've never heard of armpit smegma.
Smegma
but
of the armpit.
I do happen to be a big fan of smegma.
Yep.
As a word.
Yep.
We've got another one. This one's from Meet Me Vice Versa, who sent that
that's
bizarre,
that weird. Yeah. He's the weird foreign kid who
Yeah.
had like the emo profile picture who sent in one last episode.
Yeah, the weird song that we didn't understand. So this time he sent a much shorter voicemail. It's only 7 seconds. It's called Twilight Sparkles.
Okay.
So
Ew.
on the count of 3, we'll go ahead and hit play. 1, 2, 3, go.
The vampires in Twilight sparkle. But what has Twilight Sparkle to do with it?
What?
So,
What did he say? What?
So I listened to that like 3 times, trying to understand what the fuck he had said.
Yeah.
And then he thankfully transcribed his own text into the.
It's not even lyrics to a song to transcribe. It's him speaking as a human being.
It's just literally his own voice. It says spoken text. The vampires in Twilight sparkle, but what has Twilight Sparkle to do with it?
Fuck off.
And I realized that why I couldn't understand him is because if you listen to the beginning again, he says, the vampires. The vampires.
Yeah, how could you have guessed what vampire was supposed to mean?
I had no idea what he was saying
So
until I read the text.
his joke is that there's a My Little Pony character named Twilight Sparkle, and also there's a vampire book series called Twilight, and that's the entirety of his joke, is that he made that hilarious connection.
Do you know anything about Twilight? The vampires literally sparkle in Twilight.
Yeah, dude, I've read
So
the books, I saw the movies, you know. I was 13 years old back in 2009.
And a woman, apparently.
2008. And a woman.
All right, well, that's all I've got. Do we have anything? How do we end these usually? I don't remember.
How we're going to end it now is by saying this episode is brought to you by our own bonus episode. Hey, you know, 2 days from now, if you want to hear more of this retarded bullshit of me and Digibro arguing about the most popular internet arguments of the week, 2 days from now on Saturday, the 22nd, 21st, I don't fucking know. There will be a new episode, a bonus episode up on this channel where you can throw in Go steal your mom and dad's credit card, type in the information, pay 99 cents to watch the bonus episode. Another hour of hilarious fun.
How about we make it $1 so that we can actually divide it in half?
No. Because here's how it works. I took in high school, I took a marketing class, and they said if the price ends in a 9, then consumers are literally retarded and they will think that it's a good deal as opposed to something ending in like a whole number. So I think 99 cents is the only way to make it worth it.
People are, when it comes to the internet where your money is distributed in different ways, then having a whole number is just so much easier for people to process and to divide it amongst people, so that we don't have one of us, like every other purchase we have to have one guy make 55 and the other make 54.
Digi, heaven forbid the guy editing the podcast gets an extra half a cent.
Yeah.
A literal extra half a cent. Fuck you. All right, everybody. If you don't care about the bonus episode, we'll see you next week. For the Insufferable Social Media Podcast, I've been Mumpky Jones.
And I've been DigiBro.
Make sure you vote for me, because I don't want to get punished again.
What?
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Monkey Jones is gonna break your bones. He knows what he's talking about. He got stats, you know. A homegrown stone cold balls out killer and a no doubt thriller living in the back of a distillery.
DigiB going green, thinking about life and shit. He's got a big dick, plenty on his mind to spit. So don't doubt his legitimacy. When you see his post, don't think we share and retweet.